Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for an all new episode recap of today's Days of Our Lives, April 28th, 2026. So, honestly, I don't know what to make of this whole scene with Alex and Stephanie, because to me, I just feel as if Stephanie made it mostly about her and she didn't once ask how Alex feels about the whole thing. I get she's going through what she's going through. She just, survived this accident, but still, she's just been very self-centered and narcissistic the whole time. And the man just literally found out. It's not like he cheated on you. It's not like he knew about this all along and just threw this in your face. He literally found out about it seconds ago before you came in. Now he's doing he's doing the right thing, being honest to you about this whole thing with Joy coming by, telling him that he possibly has a daughter and he's going to do a paternity test. But if it is true, he's going to step up and be a father. Like, he wasn't the one to do this back in the day as a playboy, would just give Joy some money and run her away. But he is different now. And what really annoyed me was when Stephanie said, "Oh, you've changed, man, because I changed you. And now, you got what you wanted. You want to have a family and a child that I couldn't possibly give you. I'm not ready for, blah, blah." I'm just saying, it irritates me so much. And the other thing is when, he told her that Joy heard through some sources that he wanted kids, he wanted a family. She's blaming him about how, he's been talking to everybody about his desires. And I'm saying, hold up a minute. I don't remember Alex talking to everybody about this. You, Miss Blabbermouth, was blabbering it off to Jeremy the other day, venting to him, confiding in him about, him almost knocking up Joy, him almost, he wants to have children when you're not ready to. You've been confiding in Jeremy all your little personal secrets that should have been just kept between you and your husband. And you there blaming Alex about him venting. Get the hell out of here, Stephanie. Honestly, she's there, saying that she's glad he's stepping up, and she asked about the baby's name, and she said that he deserves to be a father to his daughter because she didn't have that growing up. But it's a lot for her to process. She doesn't know how they're going to survive this, so she needed some air, and of course she runs out, and we already know who she's gonna run into. We'll get into that at some point. Now, Abe and Theo are having breakfast, it seems, and he's glad he has that time with his son now that he stepped down as the mayor CEO. We already know why he stepped down, partly to you, Abe, and the fact that you can just dare and smile and sit beside him through this and just basically lie in his face about your role is just sickening to me. And he's gonna be so upset with you when the truth is found out. Now, Theo also tells him that he is the new executor of Stefano's will and everything has changed, and it was a surprise to him and also to EJ. And Abe is saying, hey, maybe you can just give it back to EJ would be glad to take it off your hands. So he said, no, I want to see this through. This is also my family as well, and I owe it to them. And he said, you really don't owe it to them anymore, especially now that Stefano is dead. And he said, I just don't want to bow out of it, and it's already set and done. I want to see this through, and you are the beneficiary. And Abe is agreeing to come to the will reading for the sake of Alexandria, and also to claim the inheritance for Theo's sake. That's the only reason why he's doing it. Now, he asks Theo what he's up to since he stepped down as the mayor CEO. He said that he has a few things working on, and other things that he will be focused on. And yeah, that was really it with the two of them. Now, Chad ran into Marlena in the square, and they catch up because it's been a while since she saw him. And they talk about the whole thing with Kristen not allowing Marlena to see Rachel. So he's surprised at that because Marlena is her grandmother. Like, why would Kristen do that? So she said, she just doesn't want me around her. She didn't get into specifics with Chad. Now, Chad apologizes on behalf of his family for how they have treated her. And she said, I'm not mad at you nor Johnny, Sydney, nor Lexi. So of course she stopped at Lexi because she now knows what's been going on with Lexi due to Theo. And it just is bittersweet. Now Chad is asking, is everything all right? So she said, it's just a lot our families have gone through. That's why I'm feeling like that. So she also talked about getting a text message from EJ wanting to see her immediately. So Chad is like, what's that about? She said she doesn't really know, but she's gonna find out. Chad also tells her to, tell Belle that, he can't wait to see her and whatever. I really don't care about this couple or this coupling happening. And I feel like, if he can go out with EJ's ex, then it's all should be okay for EJ to go out with Kat. I mean, it's not like Kat and Chad really had any long-term relationship. They only had one fling and they have some feelings, and that's really it. But he shouldn't feel away because that would be hypocritical. He's going out with EJ's ex that he's been with twice. Come on now. Speaking of Kat went over to the mansion to talk to EJ about the new developments in the will. He tells her that he's no longer the executor and Theo is now. So she's like, what would be the reason for Theo to be the new executor? EJ doesn't know, but the terms still stay intact and that the terms of the will cannot be read until the day of the reading. So there's more surprises bound to happen. So he wants everything to be as it is, and also the fact that Marlena is the new beneficiary. Now, Kat asked EJ how's he been feeling about the new development, and he said that it's a lot to process. When Stefano was alive, he always felt like, disappointment, and now he's feeling it more, and he feels suffocated in this house, especially Kristen moving in. So he's asking Kat if she can just take him somewhere else, and she said, isn't Marlena coming over? So he said, yeah, I forgot about that, but can we have dinner sometime? She said yes. So he said that he'll come up with the time and the date at a later time. Now Marlena came over and saw the two of them, and of course, she's wondering what's going on between the two of them. So EJ said that there's a lot going on between the two of them. They are, working together. She is his employee. They've been working on the fundraiser, other things at the hospital. So she said, save me that, because that's not what I'm asking. I see the spark between the two of you, and you guys have been getting closer, and you have your eyes on her when she was at the gala, and also when you guys went out from the fundraiser. Now you dated both my daughters. I know how you get down. So anyways, EJ is trying to deny, but on the same front, he said, for the sake of confidentiality, I need your help in, decoding what happened between me and Kat years ago. So I trust nobody else but you. You were great with me with this hypnosis the last time, and I can't, I just need your help with that. So she said, I don't feel comfortable with that. I can recommend another therapist. So he said, I don't want another one. Like, you and I are great on a professional note, so there should be no issues to work with me again. So she agrees to that because he made a point about, without solid trust, there can't be effective therapy to happen. So she agrees to it, but then she's like, is that why you called me over? So he said, no, I just want to let you know that you've been added as a beneficiary in Stefano's will. And of course, she's not surprised because Stefano's done this in many of his wills before. He sent her some disturbing gifts like this pillow with something written in French. Now, she wanted to just pass off on it, and she just, now that he's dead and gone for real this time, she is rid of him mentally as well. And he said, I don't think so. I mean, might as well you come to the will reading, just settle it once and for all, because until you do that, you won't really have any closure. Now back to Jeremy and Joy. They're at the bar, and Jeremy is just talking to Joy about how it went with Alex, and she said that Alex already is in love with the baby. He's wrapped her on her little finger, and she was saying to Jeremy how he was right about this potentially happening. Now Jeremy is the mastermind behind this whole thing. He called Joy, and he found out about Joy having a baby through Nancy, because remember Nancy dated his father. So he found out through that, and he put two and two together after his conversation with Stephanie, that she blabbered to him about how Alex almost got Joy pregnant. So then he did some digging and was able to get Joy's number, call her back to Salem, and Joy was asking what is his motive, because she read about him. She knew about his past with Stephanie and how they were, and she's wondering like what's in it for him. Like, is he going to try to rekindle things with Stephanie if things between her and Alex don't work out because of this new baby? So he said, I just want to see Stephanie happy, and if that's with me, that's good. Alex is no good for her. She can do so much better. And I like how Joy put him in his place about how his time with Stephanie wasn't so nice. Like, he wasn't a great partner to her either. So I don't care for Alex altogether, but Jeremy needs to just pipe it down, because he wasn't really a great partner to her. And based on Stephanie's statements towards Alex about Jeremy and how he was, abusive, and what he put her through, he has no grounds to really come at Alex in any way about how he's insensitive, and he is all about himself and just pressuring Stephanie to have a baby or have a family, especially after what she gone through. Because I don't feel like he's pressuring her at all. Like, he's just talking about one day having that. He's not telling her to have them now. Right? I mean, he can be a little bit too much, but I don't think he meant any harm. Now, Jeremy is doing a little bit too much right here, and I'm not really fond of it. I was not fond of his whole concoction here. But anyways, Joy is saying that she's not here to mess up their relationship, and now that they're married, she's not here for that. She's here to make sure that Alex bonds with his daughter and his daughter bonds with him, and she's all for just being a great mother to her daughter. And she didn't why she even didn't tell nobody. It's because of her mother, because her mother would want Alex to step up and then have the Kyriakis fortune and access to that, the name and everything. And Joy was not really after that. But, Jeremy's saying, now that you're here, Alex can step up, and that would be great financially. You didn't have to struggle all of that time. So she agrees on that front, but she tells Jeremy she's not really in it for no relationship or anything like that. It's just really for her daughter, and that note she left. So Chad comes over to the pub. He greets Abe on his way out, and Theo sits down with him. So he heard about Theo stepping down as the mayor CEO, and he's like, what really happened? And he said, I just needed a change of space, and it was getting too much with my injury and everything else. I just wanted to step away. So Chad is saying, are you sure you didn't have anybody force you out, like EJ, to just have his son installed as the figure, and then that to shadow whatever he's doing at the hospital? So he said no, and I'm just sick and tired of people assuming that it's EJ. I did this on my own. Nobody forced me. So Chad, piped down a bit, and he also still was continuing to talk about, not trusting EJ, and maybe EJ has his late wife in the pod, and he just doesn't trust him to not do that. Like, he can't put anything past him. And, Theo is saying that you think he would really lie or not tell you that it was Abigail in the pod? Like, he would not want you to be prepared. So he said, no, I don't put it past him at all. And I'm just saying, was Billy Flynn's Chad really overly judgmental of EJ all the time? Because this one just keeps on going and going and going on EJ. Like, EJ, I know he's not perfect and he's made a lot of mistakes, but Lord, everything they just want to just pinpoint on EJ. Like, if they could blame the climate, I always say this, if they could blame the climate on the climate change on EJ, they would have, because geez, like, everything they just try to make him out to be this monster every time. Like, he has his good ways about him as well, just like any of them. Probably have done a lot worse things than these two combined, but still, Like, give him the benefit of the doubt that he has, good reasons of why he's doing things. Like, yes, he has a financial reason, but like, who wouldn't want to profit off of that? Like, that's a opportunity to make some real money. Like, come on now. So Stephanie runs out, and of course she runs into good old Jeremy. Jeremy's like, "What's going on? Everything all right?" And Stephanie's like, "No, it's all a mess, and I'm sorry I have to be running into you every time I'm in a crisis." And he said, "It's okay, I'm here." So they sit down, and she confides in him yet again that, okay, Alex found out that he is the father of Joy's baby. You're not really Joy. She didn't say it was Joy, but a woman that they thought that she was gone forever. So now she doesn't know if their marriage can survive this, and she just starts crying and going into Jeremy's arms. Of course, I know Jeremy's eating this up on the inside, but Lord, I saw in the trailer for this week that they kiss, or Jeremy tries to kiss her. Let's see how this turns out, because this is just gonna be one big mess. So Kat comes over to Theo and Chad. Of course, it's always awkward between her and Chad. I'm sick and tired of their awkward energy, but Kat said that she meant to run into them, and she's glad she did, because she tells Theo that now that he's the executor of Stefano's will, that she'd have to run through some findings in the will or the reading itself, and just to prepare him. And she said, anything you need, just let me know. So he thanks her. Now she leaves to get her takeout, and Chad is like, "It's good to see you again," and she said, "Yeah, you too." So she walks away, and Theo can sense that it's awkward between the two of them, and things are still left unsaid. But yeah, that was really it. So Joy and baby Kelsey baby Kelsey is out in the square. They run into Alex, who was on his way to Joy's apartment, hotel room. So she said, "Did you talk to Stephanie about Kelsey?" So he said yes, and she didn't take it really well. Now, I really think we need to do this DNA test. So she said, "Okay, cool, when?" So he said, "Today." So she said, "All right. Is that going to just, save you over if we do?" So he said, "No, but I really need to know if this baby is my daughter." So she agrees to it. So I guess they're going to do the DNA test. Strong possibility that this baby is definitely Alex. And, Alex and Stephanie are going to go Splitsville. If Stephanie and Jeremy, I don't know if they're going to be an item. And I don't think about Joy or Alex that way. But let's see how this all unfolds for all of these parties involved. But let me know what you guys think in the comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys tomorrow.